Hello, my name is Ron Williams, and I'm a proud graduate of CEO Space 910 class. This organization has shown me things about myself that I did not know possible. Anyone who's come down has heard about the people who've bumped into millionaires and pitched their idea, and like that, bang, you've seen all the checks flying through, and you've heard the people who say, hey, listen, I didn't think it was possible. I doubted from day one, and now look at me, I'm a billionaire. Here's what I say to that. For me, I believe that those things can happen because the foundation of what is taught in CEO Space is a foundation on which those kind of hopes and dreams are built. This organization has led me to the belief that I can be in that space of the millionaire and billionaire if I continue to practice business the very same way that this organization has instructed me and so many others to do. Me coming from DC, born and raised, kid from projects in Washington, D.C., not knowing anything about business, working 21 jobs my entire life before finally saying, you know what, enough is enough. I've done things other people's way. I think it's time to do it my own way, which was, for me, filmmaking. And so I ventured out in 2010, left my job, but I realized that I didn't have a good sense of what a business is. You know, you say filmmaking is not really a business. Well, it is when you're a production company. And in this day and age, everything is a business. Hollywood's a whole different ballgame. Television's a whole different ballgame. So I had to find a way. And I knew that I didn't know. I run into two wonderful people, Rob and Cheryl Adams. And I tell them what I want to do. And they tell me about CEO Space. And they tell me this organization will get you to where you want to be. Guaranteed. But what you're going to have to do to get there is probably going to be something that you don't think possible. And they were dead on right, because they told me I had to raise money for it. And before they could even tell me how much, I had to, my brain shut, because I'd never raised money without a product or having done a service. So you're asking me to go out here and ask for money for people to give to me, who has no business experience, who has no collateral whatsoever? And they looked at me and said, yep, because the people are going to invest in you, and you're going to make them believe it. So I learned fund busting, and I raised that money. And I raised that money in about 3 months, because my goal was to come to the September class, those classes, all those phone calls, sitting and listening and hearing Bernie tell me, you know, you can make this happen, you can do this. I learned one very important principle from him on the phone before I got there. Money is not personal. That meant the world to me. All the legends that we were told about money, they don't exist. Money is not personal. It has no spirit. It's not in human form. It cannot do anything but what you tell it to do. And so I got there and I set goals for myself. One, to just be a sponge, to just pick up everything that I could. Go to every class. Listen, learn, be attentive, be slow to speak, quick to listen. Make sure that I walk out of here with everything that I possibly can. When you sit down in the front row and Bob Proctor is talking, that's enough to last you 7 years. You can end it right there. I went down and I learned one very, very important thing. I learned that I needed to learn what I wanted out of life. And if I did that and applied all of these wonderful lessons, wonderful teachings on capital sequencing and classes about integrity in business and branding for excellence and branding to win, if I put that into place, then I could definitely achieve my goals. I didn't go down and strike a huge deal. My whole goal was to learn, because I knew that the next time I walked through those doors, I was going to have a whole lot more to offer. I say this to anyone who's walking in the doors, and not about doubting, okay? Not about anyone who is hesitant about going. I'm talking to people who are there. I'm saying to you, if you are just getting going, or if you can't lay out for yourself foundational principles about what business is, if you can sit through these classes and you cannot stand up, volunteer, and shut the room down with what you know, then become a good student. Because what you can attain from an experience like this lasts far beyond the week that you're there. I didn't have anything down initially, but by the time Saturday came around, yeah, I was raring to go. So the lessons that you learn there, yeah, make you feel like you can conquer the world, and then give it back and conquer it all over again. Did I get all the references to the Family Matters theme song and 80s music? No, I didn't. I didn't get it all. I don't know why he played them. But I know that I enjoyed the experience, and it fit. I immediately brought this back home to a group that was producing a television show. Said, let's write it down what we want, and let's put into practice the things that we want. And let's sequence this thing as to when we want to have this show on television. 2010, I got back. We sat down. We got the writing. We said 2012, this is going to be a show that's going to be on television. 2012, the show was on television, national television. This works, people. It works, but you do have to get out of your own way and allow it to do what it's going to do.